Well, good morning YouTube, and welcome back to Retired for Life. Well, I've been down to Arts and repaired some of the road damage there with the grader box on the back of my tractor. There was a lot of washouts because of all the rain we had. So that took a little bit of fooling around. And now I've got to get my trail cameras back in place. So I'm going to change the location of one of them to hopefully get a little better shot. So I got really good shots, as you saw, from two of the cameras, but the third one was just constantly triggered by flapping branches and filled the chip up very quickly, and there really wasn't anything on it. So that was a bit disappointing. So we're going to relocate that camera, and then we're going to get the grapple back on the front of the tractor and start setting up to cut some of those logs that are building up in the log bunk that you saw me bringing in with the help of my son. So we're going to try to get moving forward on that. You know, it's always an adventure. Every day is an adventure. And what more can you ask for from retirement? It's really been great. I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey with me so far. So let's continue on and see what we get into today. So this is where one of the locations was, the one that I was having some trouble with. So I'm going to take this bracket out of here and move it down to what I think will be a better location. Well, I think this is a good spot. So as you can see, this shoots up into Dragon's Back Hill here. And I think there is going to be a reasonable amount of wildlife that comes through here, either going up or down this trail. So we'll find out. Okay, that one's ready to go. Now we just have to make our way back to the next locations. So this is, oh, you guys got all kinds of cobwebs over front of you now. There we go. That should make it a little better. So this is a very well-worn path here where I've got a bunch of really good shots. So a couple of the shots in the last video came from this location. So we're going to put the camera back here again. You don't want the path to get overgrown, or the deer and other wildlife will change the location that they travel through. So this is an established location and I want to keep it that way. All right, one more location to go. All right, we're all set to go. Well, let's get back to the sawmill camp. It's going to be a hot day, so I want to get my canopy set up to give me a little bit of shade. So out of the logs that I have recently brought back, this appears to be the best of them. It's got a fairly good taper on it. It's 14 inches at the small end and 18 inches at the big end. So we're close to the capacity of the mill, considering the big end. And it's got, I don't really see any sign of bugs or anything in it, which is amazing considering the time of year. And it just has some very small branches. So I'm targeting 2x6s. I need to get as many 2x6s as I can. So we're going to see what we get out of this beast. All right, let's get the sawmill running and go at it. Well, that's got that log all cut up and I got pretty nice turnout from that. So I've got 8 2x6s, 2 2x2s, and 2 2x1s. So that's really a nice collection out of that one log. And here is something that I really like doing. I made some gauge blocks. So I've got a 4-inch block, got a 2-inch block, got a 1 and a 3/4 inch block there, an 1 3/4 inch and a 6-inch. So when I'm cutting 2x6s, for example, I cut to the full 6 inches, but then I cut them 1 3/4 inches wide. As if you cut them 2 inches wide, then you can't put them in joist hangers because they are too wide for that. So that's why I've got the 1 3/4. And then the 2-inch, just in case I'm doing like a 2-inch square or something like that, works very nicely. And then my 4-inch, of course, for my 2x4s, and I cut them the same way. I cut the full 4 inches, and then I cut the width 1 3/4. And these blocks really save a lot of time. It makes things very quick. You're not changing scales around or anything like that. You just sit these on top of your blade or hold it on the bottom of the blade and crank your machine into position, and away you go. So that's really worked very well. Really have sped things up for me. Well, it's a very gray looking day today. We're going to head off to do something a little bit different today. We've got a property we're going to down the road that's got a bunch of trees that has come down in one of the latest storms. So it looks like they may be pretty good trees for lumber. So we're going to go down and head back in there, and I'm going to be cutting them up to length and dragging them out with my little log hauler. Art can't get in with his big tractor because there's a small bridge to go across. So I don't think this would do the bridge any good. So the plan is to get down to the property. Art and Kim are going to work on one side of the road while they're cutting. I'm going to be over on the other side of the road, back on the far side of this little bridge, cutting up what has come down and dragging out as much as we can. So I'm going to get suited up and we're going to head out and get that stuff. Okay guys, we've made it out to where we're heading back into where these trees are down. I haven't been back in here before, so the trail is marked with a couple of orange tape, and we'll see if we can find it. Well, that was a little rough coming back here. I hope I can actually haul the logs out. So this is the area here. And as you can see, there's a few trees down. So there's this one right here. The top of it's broken off. That will make some really nice lumber for sure. And I'll see what I can get out of these ones over here. And this one that's across the path has got a pretty good bend in it at a couple of points, but I still should be able to get some decent 8-foot logs out of it. So what I think the plan is going to be here is to first come down with my saw and start cleaning this up. Okay guys, our next task here, I've got the path fairly well cleared except for this really big log that's still laying across the path. I've got to cut it up into lengths. But before I do that, I'm going to take down this tree. This is the one we were looking at earlier that's broken off at the top. So I want to drop it right down through here, kind of thing. And that should make it not too bad to get into, to get the log puller on it and pull it out. It is pretty big at the bottom, so it might be a challenge to get the puller on it. Anyway, we're going to drop this here and see what it looks like once we get it down. We'll get this cleaned up and ready to pull out. So that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 logs. Not to mention the ones that I've already got on the mill, where I have been sawing a few of them, so I got a few out of the way, but we're gonna have to get to work on these. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for today's video. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you out on the trails the next time.